the best and the worst of Disney food and dining. Disney has some really excellent chefs, and I have had some of the best food I have ever eaten at Disney. But when they get it wrong, they really miss the mark. I'm going to touch on dishes and restaurants here from Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney World, and Disneyland. Starting off with the best, number 9 is one of our favorite desserts, the beignets at Tiana's Place restaurant on the Disney Wonder. The Disney Wonder is one of Disney Cruise Line's first ships. They have updated it in the last few years to add Tiana's Place restaurant and the French Quarter Lounge. The beignets can be found at both of those places. Tiana's Place is one of the main dining restaurants and is exclusive to the Disney Wonder. At Tiana's Place, savor a rousing celebration of Southern cooking and live jazz music at this restaurant inspired by The Princess and the Frog. One of the highlights is, of course, Tiana's buttermilk beignets. These beignets are dusted with powdered sugar and served with chocolate espresso dipping sauce. They are so good, and I just love the addition of the chocolate espresso dipping sauce with them. They also have a 3-rum pour tasting flight with select Satsuma and spiced rums. Just to add a little more fun. Heading on over to Disneyland for our 8th best is Cafe Orleans in New Orleans Square at Disneyland Park. Savor casual fare with a French Quarter flair at this historic New Orleans Square eatery. We love to sit outdoors here. They do have an inside area, but we just really prefer their outdoor section. I really love this blackened chicken dish at Cafe Orleans. I don't see it on the menu right now, so I'm not sure if they still have it. I would definitely ask though. And my sister has one of her very favorites here as well, the battered and fried Monte Cristo sandwich. Sliced turkey, ham, and Swiss with seasoned preserves and pommes frites. French fries. We're going to head on over to Disney California Adventure Park for our number 7, and that's Carthay Circle Restaurant. Inside this plush Golden Age movie palace, sophisticated cuisine and retro cocktails have top billing. We really enjoyed this restaurant. They actually signed the menu for my son. It was his birthday. I don't think that happens very often, but it was really cool. I had really been looking forward to trying Carthay Circle. It had been on my list for a little while, and they did not disappoint. This is their grilled Angus tri-tip point-raised blue cheese risotto with spinach and wild mushroom. Now, as you're going to notice, I'm a fan of steak. This one was really good, and that risotto was amazing. I don't like blue cheese, but it was so good. I always try things with Disney because they change my mind on so many ingredients, like blue cheese. For number 6, we're going to head on over to Epcot at Walt Disney World, specifically China in Epcot. They have multiple food carts in Epcot. They're really great for getting tiny bites at smaller prices. Our very favorite is the curry chicken pockets at Joy of Tea in Epcot's China Pavilion. These are typically about $4 or $5 and you'll get 2 of them. And if you happen to be using the dining plan, these are a snack credit. We really don't know if the dining plan is going to come back or not, but in case it does, these are 1 snack credit. For number 5, we're going to head to Disney Cruise Line and specifically to Animator's Palette. At Animator's Palette, you can feast your eyes on the magic of Disney animation at this restaurant that serves up a unique dinner show starring Disney characters. They are one of the main dining restaurants on Disney Cruise Line, and they are on all 4 of the first 4 ships. I really love this restaurant for the food and the entertainment. I would say the entertainment is just a little bit heavier on this one actually. They do a little bit different things from ship to ship, so I don't want to tell you exactly what they do, but it is a lot of fun and it fits in well with the courses through dinner. One of the big favorites there is the black truffle pasta pursuettes. These are pasta purses filled with truffle-scented cheese and coated with a delicate champagne sauce. It's just a really great combination. One of the really fun things about dining on Disney Cruise Line is that you get to choose as many as you want. All of the food in those 3 main dining restaurants is prepaid in the price of your cruise, so if you want 2 entrees or 2 appetizers, go for it. That really lets you enjoy some new flavors. I will say Walt Disney World parks are definitely better food than the cruise line, except for 1 restaurant, which is our number 1. But it's still really nice to be able to try different flavors without worrying about paying for something that you're not gonna like. For number 4, we're going to head to Sanaa at Disney's Animal Kingdom Resort and Lodge, specifically at the Kidani Village. At this restaurant, you can experience the art of African cooking with Indian flavors as exotic animals roam the sunset savanna before you. And one of the favorite things here is their Indian-style bread service with 9 accompaniments. The Indian-style bread service comes with 3 types of naan: traditional, garlic, and spiced ginger. Naan is their bread, kind of like a pita, but better, way better. They also have allergy-friendly naans in case you need that as well. The accompaniments are cucumber raita, roasted red bell pepper hummus, tamarind, mango chutney, tomato date chutney, coriander chutney, garlic pickle, red chili sambal, and jalapeno lime pickle. There is not one that I did not like. It's really fun to just try all those flavors. I definitely recommend having multiple people with you though, because this is a big meal. Their curries were really good too. You can select kind of a combination if you want, and those are served with scented basmati rice. One of these is the butter chicken and the other one is the aloo masala. Butter chicken is typically a combination of butter, tomato, garam masala, and other spices. It's really warm, maybe a tiny spicy, a tiny bit of sweetness, and definitely creamy. It's so good. I did really love the ambiance of this restaurant. It's really cool to be able to see the animals. The theming is really fun in here, but it was absolutely the food that we really loved. Number 3 is going to take us back over to Epcot at Walt Disney World, and this is for Via Napoli at the Italy Pavilion. Discover authentic Italian cooking, including hearty pastas, fresh salads, and pizzas perfected in wood-burning ovens. We really love pizza from wood-burning ovens, and Via Napoli did not disappoint. They feature tastes of southern Italy at this family-friendly restaurant. We tried both their arancini and their calamari. The calamari was really good. They are corn-crusted rings served with spicy tomato sauce. And the arancini is fried risotto balls filled with mozzarella. The calamari was really good. The arancini honestly wasn't that fabulous. What we really loved were the wood-fired pizzas there. Caputo flour imported from Naples, San Marzano tomatoes, handmade mozzarella, and water from their own wells, identical to the water found in Naples, is what makes their pizza as authentic and delicious as the food found on the streets of Naples. I didn't know they had wells with their own water. That's really cool. That's the thing about Disney World dining. They have some of the best chefs in the country, and that really shines through in some of their menus. The Via Napoli Margherita pizza was one that we got. It has tomato, mozzarella, and basil. And of course, their best chefs on Disney property are going to be at Victoria and Albert's. We haven't gone there yet, but it's definitely on our list. Honestly though, so many of the restaurants just have excellent chefs. I was blown away with how good the food was at Walt Disney World. Absolutely blown away. For number 2, we're going to head back over to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and this time we're going to the park. This is Tiffin's Restaurant. There are different reasons we like different restaurants. Some of them are ambiance, some of them are entrees, some are appetizers. At Tiffin's, we absolutely love the entire meal. It is a fine dining restaurant, and it takes 2 table service credits if you're doing the dining plan. And I mention this dining plan in particular because of our number 1 worst item that also takes 2 credits. But back to Tiffin's. I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard that the charred octopus at Tiffin's is amazing. Their mushroom soup on their appetizer is absolutely amazing. It's a wild chanterelle ragu, truffle oil, and crispy shiitakes. They actually bring this bowl out with just the mushrooms in it, and then they pour the soup over them. It's just a really fun presentation, and this meal has stood out as one of my best memories of eating at Walt Disney World. I always think of this one when we're trying to think of what to compare to. It's partly the soup that I think of. For the entree, I had their surf and turf, which is grilled Wagyu beef, lobster tail, purple potatoes, charred peppers, chimichurri butter, and a Bernarda reduction. It was so good. This was definitely one of, like I said, one of my favorite menus, one of my favorite restaurants, favorite dishes. For number 1, we're going to head to one of my favorite places in the world, and that's Disney Cruise Line. On the Dream and the Fantasy, they have a really nice restaurant, and it's called Remy. Offering the most luxurious dinner experience on board, Remy is an adult-exclusive restaurant serving fine French fare. A French-inspired menu of superior seasonal ingredients ensures dining at Remy is always a first-rate gastronomic affair. Dinner begins with a complimentary Colette, a chilled champagne cocktail prepared at your table. They have 2 different menus at Remy by different chefs, so you can compare them and see if you prefer one over the other. You are also allowed to order a la carte. What I really loved there was this Miyazaki and Wagyu comparison. Miyazaki beef has a sweet, soft aroma, a juicy taste that spreads with every bite, and a marbled texture that melts in your mouth. Now, I know the Miyazaki is supposed to be the better one, but I actually preferred the Wagyu. That being said, I prefer ribeye to filet, so it's all about your personal taste preferences. It definitely took a few hours. Oh, but it was so worth it. It was so good. They have other experiences at Remy as well besides the dinner. They have a champagne brunch, a dessert experience, So if you don't necessarily want to do the whole dinner, you can look into that as well. We also got really lucky and got put in one of their private dining rooms. Okay, and now to the worst, and I gotta tell you, there was a couple of really bad ones in here. And I was a little surprised here because I keep saying Walt Disney World chefs are the best, especially compared to Disney Cruise. But on this list, 3 are from Disney World and 1 is from Disney Cruise. That's just because they have so many restaurants and so many dishes to choose from. There's 4 cruise ships with 3 main dining restaurants, where Disney World has... So I had to do a quick look. There are more than 200 places to get food within Walt Disney World. So obviously they're going to have a few that just aren't quite up to par. And I hate to say it, but number 4 is in Magic Kingdom, and it's the Be Our Guest restaurant. I know it's popular, and if you haven't been in there, I think the experience is what's worth the money as far as meeting the Beast and being in the castle. But absolutely, the food was not the best. Definitely the best part of it was the desserts, but even those weren't really that great. Smoked ricotta and corn tortellini. I was really excited for this one. I thought it would be really good. It was just bland. Honestly, so bland. Roasted corn and pappardelle relish, rainbow cauliflower and asparagus with a corn-infused nage. It's just not very good, and for the prices that they charge there, it's definitely not worth it. Their dessert was definitely the favorite there. We got the dessert trio, which has almond macaron, dark chocolate truffle, and an edible white chocolate chip cup with gray stuff. And probably my opinion here is not going to be very popular, but I did not like the gray stuff. It was not delicious. The entire menu and meal was completely underwhelming. I only suggest it if you are really going there for the castle and the meet and greet. Number 3 takes us back over to Epcot at Walt Disney World, and that's for Nine Dragons Restaurant. Nine Dragons Restaurant in World Showcase has contemporary Chinese cuisine amid ornate wood carvings, traditional lanterns, and exquisite glass artwork. They have cuisine from 5 different regions featured at Nine Dragons Restaurant, with a lot of typical items that you're going to see at many Chinese restaurants. Spare ribs, orange chicken, stir fries, etc. He said everything there was absolutely awful, and he really loves Asian food. He also loves to cook it, so I would consider another place if you're thinking of eating there. Number 2 is going to take us back to Disney Cruise Line, and that is Disney Wonder's Triton's. Triton's on the Disney Wonder is one of the 3 main dining restaurants. It is named after the Little Mermaid's father, and it is an upscale restaurant offering fine dining under the sea. You're going to have continental cuisine with a French flair for dinner. I actually don't like a lot about Triton's menu. Their French onion soup, though, is really good. But their conchiglie pasta, one of the worst dishes I have ever had at Disney anytime, anywhere. It comes with buttered lobster, tossed in a tomato, shrimp, tarragon, and brandy sauce with lemon basil. Buttered lobster? Great. Tomato, shrimp, tarragon? Great. Brandy sauce? Lemon basil? It all sounds amazing. It's awful. The combination is awful. Each element is awful. I don't know what they did with this dish, but I am blown away how it sounds so good and is just completely gross. Don't try it. It's not good. Pick something else. Actually, it's Disney Cruise Line. If you want to try it and see what you think of it, you can, because you can order as many things as you like, because they're all included in the cost of the cruise. But I absolutely recommend ordering a second entree if you order this one. And our number 1 is seriously an epic fail on Disney World's part, and that is their delivery pizza at some of their resort hotels. We were specifically at Port Orleans Riverside. We had the dining plan and wanted to get something delivered. We had just gotten back to the room, really needed some food. They have a pizza delivery service that's available. It takes 2 dining credits, and it was awful. I don't care how many dining credits, even if it was a snack credit, it was awful. The fact that they charge 2 dining credits for this is ridiculous. 2 dining credits is typically about a $60 meal. 40 to 60, I guess, depending on what you choose. You know how hungry you are at the end of the day. Walk in the parks all day, that definitely builds up an appetite. And it can skew your view. Sometimes you'll think something is way better than it is. Don't get this pizza. I don't know what they were thinking. I really hope they change it. Their food is so amazing. I don't even get it. And I've got a couple of honorable mentions I want to mention here. The 50s Primetime Cafe and their meatloaf is really good. It looks a little funny, I'm not gonna lie, but it's really good. Absolutely comfort food. And the environment is kind of fun there as well. And the best buffet that we have had there is Boma. Boma, Flavors of Africa, is located in the Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. At dinner, watch chefs prepare oak roasted meats, vegetarian specialties, coastal seafood dishes, and fresh salads and house-baked pastries. in the on-stage kitchen. As you may be able to tell, I don't write down dishes in what we chose to eat when we were at the parks. I wish that I did, because I would love to have that information now. At Boma is one place I did. I literally got my phone out and made these notes because they were just so good. One of them is a Kenyan-style pesto Masai Mara, Masaimara. It was really good, and if you happen to know the recipe for that, please let me know in the comments below where it's at. They also had a coriander chutney that was completely amazing. Those are the only two things I wrote down, but that dinner buffet at Boma is a great way to try a lot of unique flavors. I highly recommend Boma. If you haven't seen it yet, go see our top 5 biggest Disney cruise mistakes. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can ring that little bell. It'll let you know when we have any new videos. And we'll see you real soon with some more Disneys.